of justice in the Eric Harris murder by a white rent-a-cop. But my whole point to that is he volunteered. He wanted to do this, maybe consciously or subconsciously. And if it was subconsciously, here we go back to what I said before, ancestral memory. Going back to that image of all those white townsfolk standing around that mutilated, tortured, burning, murdered black body in the middle of the town square. Everybody standing around smiling. Just like you see people smiling when they go on safaris in South Africa, okay, and they brought down a damn elephant or a rhinoceros or a lion. They all stand around holding their weapons, smiling. Isn't that right? Yes, they do. Same thing. I look at the faces of these white folks in this picture. This photograph was taken between the 30s and the mid 40s. I'm not sure the exact date. But that wasn't that long ago. We're talking about the early to mid 20th century here, 1930s, 1940s. These people were middle-aged adults, some younger, some older. So they had children, okay? And their children have children. So right now, their third generation is walking around, okay? They probably at the ages of my children. Their children are in their 20s and 30s. And so it's like these people are all around us. These were not some fringe group of racist extremists who belonged to some secret organization and had to wear robes and shit on their faces to conceal their identity so they could walk amongst their communities unknown and undetected. These were regular, everyday, Christian, white Americans. Very much like the ones you see around you today. You might live among them. You might work with them. You might work for them. They might be teaching you in college. They're your classmates. You understand? They own the businesses that you spend money in. They are elected to political offices. Okay? They're police officers and judges. So all you're seeing is the acting out of everything that ever was since the first African set foot on dry land in this land. The brutality and cruelty inflicted upon our enslaved ancestors goes beyond the pale. If you don't like movies and TV shows, if you don't like reading ex-slave narratives that some go into very gory detail about what they witnessed or had inflicted, if you don't like reading the biographies of former slaves, then I'm here to give you an understanding. Okay? So that you can make sense out of what seems so insensible. These people are motivated by hatred, fear, and envy. Those three things together, all rolled up into a ball. This day of political correctness, which has been into play for the past, 20 years or longer, okay, I can't remember exactly when the PC thing first came out. I want to say 90s somewhere. I could be wrong. I'm misremembering. But back in the day, okay, back when I was a child, there was no such thing as being politically correct. So racism wasn't a thing. It was nothing for people to show you how they really felt about you, so you will never get it twisted. They were very upfront about their racial hatred of you. Now these people are being forced to play pretend that they like you, that they are tolerant of your presence. And it's very easy for us, being the loving types of people we are by default, us Africans, because that's our default nature. We vibrate love. That's our default. It's easy for us to assume everybody else around us vibrates the same. So political correctness will give us a facade of that vibration. So when you see them and they're in your face smiling and they look at you like you the best thing since cooked food, it does something to you. It makes you feel some kind of way. Like, this isn't so bad. They aren't that bad. All white people aren't, and whatever. Okay, y'all know what I'm trying to say. But after a while, that mask starts to wear a little thin. After a while, that mask develops fissures. Okay? And you may or may not notice the fissures. And the reason why is because you don't have the proximity. All right, you might think that white coworker is so cool because y'all go to lunch or have breaks together all the time, and y'all can talk about so many things that y'all can relate, on as individuals, okay? And you might not see those fissures. But I tell you what, does this person invite you to their home after work? Do they invite you to hang out for a drink or go to dinner afterward? Do you ever spend time with them when you're not forced to spend time with them? And if the answer is no, then I'm letting you know. Those are the fissures in that mask they're wearing with regard to how they feel about your black ass. Eventually, these people get so spread thin with having to maintain a lie that these fissures turn into cracks. And when those cracks happen, it gives us an opportunity to see what lies beneath. Thank God for social media, because social media has been really good at capturing those moments where you see these white folks just wail on social media about their true feelings. People who are employed as businesses that we patronize, they can't stand it, because they see us coming in with our means, our wherewithal to purchase probably things that they themselves cannot afford. Oh my goodness, nothing sets them off more. That was the root of the Tulsa, Oklahoma massacre. The envy. Black people prospering. Black people living well. Black people dressing well. Black people having fancy automobiles. Black people with grand pianos in their living room. Black people with beautiful manicured lawns and landscape front yard. What? And them po-ass, white trash rednecks are in the outskirts of that town going, what the fuck? Them niggas is living like that and we ain't got half of that shit and we white? And so they burnt it down. Massacred several hundred black men, women, children, elderly. And if you think that the death was the end, no. They drove the remaining survivors away, and when they came back to properly bury and mourn their dead, do you know the officials said, hell no. We dumped them all in mass graves. Fuck you. And they had to suffer that again. And now here we are today, begging with the minds of terrorists, because that's what the fuck they are, terrorists, domestic terrorists. Here we are trying to fucking beg these motherfuckers to see the value in our black lives. Fuck that shit. Just like our government says we don't negotiate with terrorists, you should not be trying to negotiate with motherfucking terrorists. Fuck them motherfuckers. They will never see us the way we see ourselves. We vibrate love. They vibrate hate. Love cannot fix their hatred. Their hatred comes from another source. It does not come from the same place our love comes from. And the sooner you understand that truth, the better off you'll be trying to navigate the waters of this fuckery and this bullshit. They hate us. A white friend on Facebook made a comment on my post about this shit, and she says they're just trying to divide us. Okay? In response to the death of Alton Sterling, or was it the death of the young man in Minneapolis? I'm not sure. But I said to her, no, honey, they don't want us divided. They want us black folks gone. They want us dead. And I know a lot of people are going to walk away from this and go, oh, she's preaching hate. That's hate speech. Well, motherfuck you, because you weren't really listening. You don't want to understand where I'm coming from, because that requires that you take a really good hard look at your own self. And you can't do that because you're weak. You're a coward. You have white denial. You have white guilt. You have white shame. So rather than face your shit head on and understand what the fuck you made of, and understand how ancestral memory impacts you and how you view me and my people, you rather just be dismissive and just, knock me down as a racist. And I really don't give a fuck. Okay? Call me what the fuck you want if that helps you sleep better at night. And it's not just you if you're a white listener. Some of you colored folks will do the same damn thing. Because the truth hurts. Let me tell you something about the truth. It ain't ever pretty. And it's rarely comfortable. Fuck your comfort. Because us dying in the streets like rabid dogs, ain't no comfort in that shit. This morning, my daughter came to me crying crocodile tears because she had seen not one but 2 videos of black men dying at the hands of white police. And my heart broke for her because I feel the same way. But I took comfort in knowing that she isn't so fucking far gone that she will look at something like that and go, oh yeah, here's another one, and not feel a damn thing about it. That's what white folks do. Not only do they not give a shit, not only do they not grieve and mourn and feel some kind of, and I'm not saying all of y'all because I know some of you have, okay? But the majority of the motherfuckers don't. White folks, stay the fuck away from me right now. Okay? Don't come to me letting me know how fucked up this shit is. I already know. You need to go talk to your people. Talk to your people. Leave me and mine alone. We're dealing with this the best way we motherfucking can. Y'all need to talk to y'all own motherfuckers over there, the ones who always looking for fucking excuses to justify why another black person has to die at the hands of white police. Well, all he had to do was comply. You know what? That is a remix version of nigga, you need to know your place. Oh, here we go again with the Black Lives Matter. All lives matter. That's a remix of the only good nigger is a dead nigger. Hey, it wasn't that mother